everyone! Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I've been on this channel and I apologize, but you know how life gets. But today I'm back with a tutorial on how to make tags with your cabinet cards or photos if you don't have cabinet cards. So for those of you who do not know what vintage or antique cabinet cards are, they're basically cards like this, a bit thick like a cardboard, and it has an old antique image and sometimes embossing, lettering, and at the back it will have something like this, like beautiful illustrations, male, female, families, sometimes kids, and I'm so fascinated with them. It has such an old world charm. And I made some of these into tags. So these tags can be used, you know, when you're gifting or just for your own craft collection, or you can use it as a bookmark, whatever it may be. I'm going to just give a quick tutorial on how I made this, and none of them will ever be exactly the same, right? So they're all very unique and very different, and I do draw inspiration from the subject. So this is a little child, and you can see how I've put in like rub-on transfer of gold foil, hot air balloons around it to give it some whimsical playfulness, and I cut out like this little section here because I love the detailing on the card and I didn't want to like lose out on it. Okay, so here are some of the cabinet cards that I have in my collection. I have a lot more, but I'm just going to like go through these ones. And you can see that, you know, the quality in each and every image is very different. No two pictures are ever the same. So for example, like this one is been cut off, so I might not be too precious about this. And another thing to take note of is at the back of the cabinet cards, sometimes they have really nice illustration, like really beautifully embellished. Like look at this. This is really pretty. So I might not be crazy about the image, but I do not want to give up the back of the illustration, so I won't be using that. But for the sake of today's tutorial, I have already identified a few actually. So I'm willing to part with this old lady here. The back of the illustration is very minimal. I'm not very precious about it, so I can use that. Let's see, let's make two today, okay? This one is really lovely too. In fact, this one has really nice fonts at the bottom. So I would be okay to let go of this. So now we have two ladies. Maybe I'll shortlist a guy. Okay, this guy is he's alright. Not overly illustrated. I'm quite okay to part with it. So do take note though that when you make turn them into tags, you can actually do it in such a way that it doesn't damage it. So for example, like this is not damaged. I actually just cut slits on the side and I slotted it in. So this is still okay. It's just in case if I decide to stamp over it or if I decide to cut around it, I need to be prepared to, you know, let it go. To make mistakes and just let things happen. Don't overthink it. Alright, so now that I've already picked out the images, I have some scrap papers that I've put aside here. So some of it is new, some of it is old, some of it is repurposed from packaging, like the garden leather, this paper. I think it's quite alright. It's good quality. I can repurpose it. This is just one of my crafting with Tim Holtz oxides. I was like experimenting. I kind of like how this has a washed out look, and it will go nicely with some of these images, which is like very light sepia, vanilla-ish, off-white, creamy kind of look. So it goes. And I also have an old February 2020 handmade paper, which I quite like the texture of, so I might use this as a tag as well. And like I said, it goes well with the color scheme that we have going on. Alright, and this is a thicker cardboard, so yeah, we have quite a lot of materials to play around with today. Some of it is plain, some of it is decorative, but we'll see what happens. I absolutely have no idea where this will take us, so I'm just gonna trust in my creative process and do as I normally would off camera as well. So here we have a variety of tag sizes. I bought this as a set from scrapbook.com. I believe it is their own product, their own brand, and I just really like that there's a variety of you know, sizes to play with. So I have previously used, I believe it's this size, yeah, for the big one, but I think I'm gonna go for a size smaller. I just find that when it's smaller, it's kind of easier to decorate and play around with. So for example, like this size, just like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna make more of these sizes. I'm gonna put this away. Alright, and then I'm gonna take out my Sizzix fold away to cut the tag. And of course, if you don't have like a tag, an embossing machine or a tag die cut, you can always just cut it yourself, like manually. Don't cut yourself, sorry, I didn't mean it that way, but yeah, you can DIY it old-fashioned, old school style. And now what I want to do is maybe create some embossing effects. So this I think will look really nice as leather, so I'm going to use the Tim Holtz leather embossing folder. Ooh, look at that. Can you see how the texture looks a little crackled to give like a leather effect? That's beautiful. I could have run it through a couple of times actually, but it'll do. Maybe the brown will show a little bit better. Okay, so this is run it over once and then I'm gonna run it back again. Oof. Alright. And ta-da! Look at that. Leather. And once you like distress it as well with the oxide, distress ink and whatnot, it will look even more realistic. So this is an embossing frame. I do not have many options, and instead of like going online, buying it, and then getting it when I've moved on to the next project, I end up not using it. So I'm being a lot more mindful these days of just using what I have. So you can see like here, I just want to emboss this part. So I want to create like a frame effect. So I'm going to emboss this part. You see it's like below is embossed. And then I'm going to do the same for the top. Voila. Looks even enough. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty this is. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm just going to make the front, but after that I can actually just cut out the same tag, paste it so that the back is secure. But for now I'm just going to focus on the front. Okay, we have a few options now to choose from. I decided to leave this plain because, you know, I might choose to overlay it like this to give it a bit more dimension, you know. And then now we can see which actually goes better together. So this frame is here. This suddenly feels a bit too big, so I'm going to pick another option. So let's see. Actually, he looks quite interesting. I think he's like a religious figure. What I can do is actually like slice the top and the bottom, and then just like put him in, you know, then he would fit into the frame. So okay, before I do any of those, I'm gonna start to just distress a little bit, give it a more aged look, allow the cracks and creases on my fake leather paper to appear. Let the leather creases shine through distress. I don't like to make it too even, you know, because if you study or observe vintage paper and books, some area will appear darker than others. So I'm trying to be a bit more freehand about it, not be too precious about making it look unified, because then it tends to look a bit flat, and I don't want that. I know I should really change my foam, distress foams, but I honestly prefer it when it's all mixed up. Then the color I get is a bit more unpredictable as well. Or you can just call me lazy. And this one, I don't think I will distress it at all because it already has a lot of oxide ink on it. It already looks pretty kind of rustic. So I'm just going to leave it as that. So this lady, maybe I can actually put her at the back, so it becomes almost like a frame. Ideally, I should have done it before doing the embossing, but yeah, like I said, I don't know where things go, so. Alright, it worked. Perfect! Oh my gosh, I love it. So see how it came together? Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to start from the first one. Okay, so it slots up just like this. Oh my gosh, perfect. And then I will slice the bottom. It's a bit crooked. Oh well. Oh well. Boo-hoo. So now it's like this. And this one is done already. So what I'll do is start decorating it. What I'll need is some washi tape. I basically just want to hold down the back. So there we go, we have the base. The base is done, so I'm gonna leave this. So another way to like create layering is to, wait, let me see, this could be interesting. This one could actually be, maybe I can fold it. This one could clip the whole way through. Ooh, right? Then I'm going to start putting in hardwares. So maybe a number. One of the biggest challenges I have is like, I tend to overthink. So I really am trying not to do that anymore. Okay. Like, how pretty is this? So now we have the top of the tag, right? And now all I need to do is attach this to the back. I'll start peeling it. And you can actually put a string inside here, loop it inside, and it becomes a tag. So I'm just going to put this aside. This one, I'm going to just cut here. This is going to be really rough. You know, when it's imperfect, it's okay to not be straight, not be even. Ah! Oh great, I broke it. Okay, never mind. Washi tape to the rescue. And hope that it's not obvious. Oh great, done. Bandaged. So I'm gonna put washi on all 4 sides just in case. What I might do is use a metallic gold just to kind of like highlight the side. So I have a stack of old cutouts, basically all the scraps that I make and not use. So I'm going to try and see if there's anything from here that can help. So there are a few burlaps. Maybe I should try and use these. So these are like round little like fabric. It's kind of cute, right? Okay, let's see. I'm just using this Tombow glue, which is amazing. It just works with everything and it secures pretty well too, and it dries clear, which is great for projects like these. So now I'm just going to wait for it to dry. And then I'm going to embellish it some more. So I'm putting this aside and coming back to this dude. Alright, so I'm going to glue him down, and then I will put a brad or like an eyelet through later. Let's glue it down first. Alright, this guy, again, I'm not so hot about him. sorry, Mr. Preacher. So I'm just going to glue this down right over him. Okay. What else can I do? What can I do here to give it a bit more personality? So, like you can see, these ones, I added a lot of hardware at the end to kind of just make it pop, give it a bit more like a richer visual narrative, make it more aesthetic. So I would like to kind of draw inspiration from the ones that I've done already to see what else I can add to it. Okay, never mind. I think I'll just distress it after all. Even though I said that I wouldn't, I just think the sides are a bit too blah. Actually looks nice when it's distressed on the side. You can see more of the leather crackle again. But yes, let's not over distress it. Okay, maybe I'll just use some of my stamps. See what works. So maybe it's here, and then I fold it behind like this, maybe. Okay, so now I'm going to just, like I said, okay, let's not overthink it. This is taking a while now. Alright, so I'm just gonna do it anyway, in the spirit of not overthinking things. Just gonna stick it down. Black. So basically what this does is it just like adds like little beads depending on the shape that you want. So I'm trying to make it look like studs or like brads, like mini brads. So this one maybe I'll use grey. Oopsies. And depending how much of it you use, it will take some time to dry. Let me lift this up to show you what I mean. You see it? It's like little beads on the side. Okay. This, I kind of like it very plain. Less is more, right? I have some lace that I could use. I'm gonna go for it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna go with my intuition. I really hope this works, because otherwise I think I wasted the project. One side, not too bad, right? Oh gosh, thank God it worked. Okay, now the other side. I think this is nice. I'm just going to glue the back down. Okay, looks secure enough. And then I'm going to use the wax seal as pick a brad would contrast well. Yep, okay. Into the wax seal. punch it in. Ta-da! Oh no, I touched the beads. Okay, anyway. So that's done. That's quite cool. And I want the sides to look... I still want it to pop. It's still not popping. I'm going to use this black for the edges. Just lightly. Alright. It almost looks a little bit steampunk. And then the last eyelet here, I'm going to put this. Let's put the bread. Let's put a silver. And we're done. We are done, guys. Okay. Now for the ropes. Let's put this. This is too delicate. Maybe nope. Maybe this one. We have 1, 2, 3, and then all the rest. Let me clear my table and show you everything. Of course, you can like add on, you can embellish more if you want. Like sky is seriously the limit. You can do as much as you want. You can be as minimalistic as you want. Oh, wait, there's one more. All the tags that I've made today and over the last few days. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel inspired to make your own. Embrace your own style. If you don't have cabinet cards, as I say, you can just use normal photos. And yeah, so this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial, and have a great week ahead. Happy crafting!